Our generation comes from that, and they want that. They always wanted the stage dive at a country show. They just know that it was never a socially acceptable thing. Well, guess what? Now that's changed.
Today I'm here chatting with the guys from Lakeview. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss, but I'm going to say it. Kick-ass country metal band. Is it country metal, or do you guys prefer country rock?
I mean, whatever your flavor is.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's definitely a little bit more metal than rock, but I mean, we call ourselves a country rock duo.
Yeah,
right on. And I would love an opportunity for you guys to just kind of introduce yourselves to the pop culture readers, followers, listeners, all that. Love a little background on just kind of how you guys got together and where Lakeview sort of emerged from.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I like your Acacia strain shirt you're wearing.
Thank you very much. I don't get a lot of bands, dude. I don't get a lot of opportunities to wear an Acacia strain t-shirt on popculture.com, but when I do,
well, we're stoked that you're wearing that for us. That's sick.
I worship DL growing up, man. Like, that was my boy, dude.
Yeah,
Graveworm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It is so good.
But yeah, so for the folks that don't know who we are Lakeview. I'm Jesse.
I'm Luke,
and we're from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Right now we live in Nashville, and we're just kind of, I guess people are saying that we make heavy country music. We just kind of just write what we feel like writing. Sometimes it's not very heavy, sometimes it is, and no, it's a pleasure to be here with you, man.
No, yeah, of course. I first found you guys. I feel like it was 21. It was the Small Town Famous EP. Awesome. That came across my radar somehow, Spotify probably, and then so I just kind of followed casually, I guess I would say, and then last year, Loser comes out, and I mean, that song is just like the best song. I have a playlist called Belt Buckles and Brass Knuckles. It's just like my personal playlist of like more like sort of like modern kind of like the edgier left of center. I don't know, maybe you'd say country music. And I have so many of you guys' songs on there.
Let's go.
Okay, so roots in the heavy metal and the hardcore scene and all that, as we've already discussed. Luke, I know you from
Those Who Fear.
Yes, Those Who Fear. Sorry, yeah. I was trying to spit it out. I do this all the time. I know you from Those Who Fear because I saw you guys play with, I want to say, August Burns Red.
Yeah. We played a handful of shows with them. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I was like, I know I saw them, and when I first heard of Lakeview, I was trying to figure out, like, I was like, where do I know him from? And and then it dawned on me, I was like, yo, Face Down, yes, of course, The Plea for Pardon, Ending Doom, and like all of the classics. When did you guys first get the idea that you could blend such heavy jams with country? Like, because it does not seem like an amalgam that most people would immediately presume.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a byproduct of us. It wasn't like one day we were like, hey, we should make a heavy song. It was just kind of like, as we started to write more songs with each other. I mean, if you like listen to the songs we've put out, it's almost like a roadmap of just kind of like an exponential growth of me and Luke both finally finding where we fit the most comfortable. Because this all started with us just kind of like screwing around writing songs anyway. It wasn't like, let's go be musicians and be famous. We were like, hey, I want to write these songs, and let's try it. So
it was kind of actually opposite of that. We're like completely done touring. We're like, yo, we've already like lost everything to music in our lives, and we're old men now, and we're still just now starting after all these years. So we're just starting to like be like, all right, let's get real jobs and yada 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 and settle down. And but we had to scratch the itch, and we were like just writing country songs together. And like Jesse was saying, it just kind of progressed from that point on. I mean, heavy songs, like doing the heavier stuff, it was kind of like a riff idea comes along, and we're like, yeah, we could make that we can make that work. We like this stuff, you know. I mean, like it comes a lot more natural when we write, like with Cody Quistad from Wage War, and he's always bringing some really good ass beaters to the forefront. So we're like, yo, I mean, no matter what, we're gonna find an idea in our notes somewhere that is gonna work for this type of song. And I mean, like, that's how Loser came about, you know.
So it's like I was thinking of this earlier today because I went back and was listening to some of the older songs and kind of coming forward, listening to Loser, listening to Son of a, and I was like, wow, it's interesting, like the evolution that you can hear across those songs, and you can hear how they like, that roadmap. That's a great comment.
Yeah,
coming out of the label too helped a lot. We you know, I'm not saying the label like completely dictated everything that we were allowed to release or not release, but they're like, you know, how old was Loser and Son of a before we
they're old. They're pretty old songs.
Over a year old before we could even drop those songs.
Yeah.
You know, kind of always got pushed to the back.
Yeah, we truly get to do whatever we want now, and I think I'm grateful for people understanding what we're doing. Mm-hmm. I think it helps that it's just kind of like a natural thing that's happening for us, as far as like, this is just the music we make. It's not like we saw somebody do it and we're trying to recreate it. It's just kind of like, we don't really know what else to do, and this is the stuff we make. And I think we've been blessed for people to actually connect with it, and some people don't understand it, which is like, I'm not confused about that at all, which is, it makes sense to me. But yeah, man, it's been a cool, like 6 or 7 months of me and Luke just kind of doing whatever we want, writing whatever we want, and we're really
playing
excited.
Live. Like, really, a lot of that guided that, you know, like being finally after COVID ended, everything was kind of like opening back up. With being out on the road a lot more often, it was like, okay, these songs are fun to play. This is what we grew up playing, this type of vibe and doing this stuff. And then these other songs are still really great because we love songwriting. We love the sadder songs. We like the more chilled stuff too, just as much. But playing it live, it's just like, we're not used to going out in front of a whole bunch of people and they're just like kind of sitting there or like just standing there. It's kind of like, yo, what are we doing? And like, everybody still loves it, but we don't love that. You know, we just don't like that.
So, those crowd reactions are probably give you a lot of clues.
Yeah, it's definitely cool now that, you know, you have like TikTok and things like that. And as much as we hate those things because we're old, it is really cool to be able to use it basically as like market research. So when we go play shows, we'll like, you know, there's certain songs that we're really stoked on, and then we play them live and we're like, oh, this is something that we'll just put on an album and maybe not highlight very much, and just kind of, it's a really cool song, but it's not something that these people are connecting with, because at the end of the day, we don't really care who here and the important person here in Nashville, if they like it or not, because the actual people that listen, buy the music, support you, they're in the middle of Kansas and Arkansas and wherever.
Or Oregon.
Or Oregon,
right?
Or Oregon. Like those are the people that matter. That their opinion matters to me more than, oh, you should do something more.
We just need the real life people, you know. I mean, the real life folks that are out doing what we're doing. You know, I mean, like, we still wake up at 5:30 and go out and work a full day. You know, I mean, every single day. You know, we're hoping that will change at some point, but like, you know, this is what we write the music for. Like, it's the regular middle America folks out there that are fighting to survive every single day, working their asses off. That's what Lakeview is for, you know, not to cater to Nashville.
Blue collar country metal.
Yes, right.
Yes, blue collar.
Yallternative is a good one that we're getting. Yallternative.
I thought that the term barncore would be interesting, but then I looked it up and it's like already a thing. It's already a thing, and it like means like something totally different. And I was like, that's not fair.
That's so funny.
Barncore. That's hilarious.
Wow, I gotta go look up some stuff that's
it's something totally different.
That's called barncore.
I think, like, because man, the working class like stuff is really on point, because a lot of, culturally speaking, a lot of the audience nowadays for music grew up listening to, especially in Middle America. You grew up listening to bands like Lamb of God just as much as you listened to like Garth Brooks. You know what I mean? Like that.
I always said a Lamb of God show is they're at Jason Aldean the next weekend wearing different shirts. I've always said that. I've always said that my whole life because it's so true. Because I'm that same dude. You know what I mean? It's like, this is good. And also this is really good. Like, this is all so good. And you can't like put yourself in a box. If you put yourself in a box as like, even just a consumer, not just a creator, it's like, dude, you're just missing out, man. You're missing out on good times on both of those spectrums. Both of those spectrums bring a completely different atmosphere. And we're kind of trying to blur those lines. We're like the Hatebreed of the metal community. Like, we're like the dudes who like
Hatebreed of country.
Like
that
we're like
is,
football
that
players
right there,
like don't understand that
that's
they're
the
gonna
headline.
get punched, you know what I mean? Like at a show, and it's like, we're kind of like that of this genre right now. It's like, we are not doing the whole standing around thing anymore at country shows, and it's working. It's fun.
Yeah.
I think we've grown beyond that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We don't have to do
and
that.
Like you said, you like our generation, you know what I mean? Our generation comes from that, and they want that. They always wanted the stage dive at a country show. They just know that it was never a socially acceptable thing. Well, guess what? Now that's changed.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I feel like I've been to a few country shows where maybe the drinks were flowing and there was
there
was a little bit of stage diving.
Well, we want to let them know that that's allowed. That's more. That is more than welcome at any Lakeview show. That and beyond.
So you heard it here first. If you go see Lakeview, please stage dive. Maybe don't crowd kill. But
stage dive.
We're like Scott Vogel up there. More stage dive right
people
now.
Just pouring onto the sides of the stage.
That's right. That's right.
Those are the best shows. Okay, so let me ask about the new single. You have a brand new single. It's called By Now. Is that the title? Okay. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about that song, kind of where it comes from?
Yeah, we wrote that with one of our best friends, Quint, who also wrote songs like Hits Different and In Case You've Forgotten. I mean, almost everything we write with him. It just comes from an idea of like, basically in the chorus we say, by now going out on the town should be looking like a round with a girl I just met. And that just means like, I should be over this person by now. I should not be picking up that phone call when I get that phone call. And I think we've all been through a relationship or a hookup or whatever with somebody, and like your conscious brain is like, this is bad, but like what you do is not that. You're like, I'll just say hey, or like I'll respond back, or I'll pick up the phone, I'll meet him out for one drink, and it always turns into something more. So it's just about that whole situation.
I get it.
It's a hitting it without quitting it, even though you should have quit it. It's that, and it's very frustrating. I mean, speaking on the behalf of like coming from a man, it's like, we all know that women totally have control of us. And that song is about that type of frustration, that relationship you have with somebody that you just, crap, like soon as they hit me up, like it's the game over. I'm definitely going to end up back at your place, like, because I can't say bye. Like I can't.
It's like the Andrew WK song, Girl's Own Love.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, right on the money, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
What I need. So that's dropping on February 3rd.
Yep, this Friday.
February 3rd, this Friday. So it's this Friday we're talking, and it's going to come out this Friday, February 3rd. And how about beyond that? What is Lakeview kind of planning out for the horizon? More shows, more singles?
Yeah, we got more singles coming out. We got a bunch of festivals, a bunch of just our own like headlining shows. We're just it's hard to being in the genre and being so, I guess, left of center, like you were saying, is that it is hard for us to get those like nice opening tour opportunities. So we're basically just like, we tested it out in California, where we flew all the way out to California, played 3 shows. We ended up selling some of them out. People came, they like, it was shocking to us. I was like, oh, people actually want to see us play. And so we're just basically going to test that throughout the whole country, hit markets that we've never been to, and just go to your hometown and play a headlining show, and hopefully people will show up. But then we got some really cool festivals like Tailgates and Tall Boys. We're playing with Nickelback, and which is a dream, and
awesome.
some other really
That's
crazy
cool.
playing with Colt Ford and some other folks like that. So I think it's going to be a really, really fun, eventful summer and the rest of the year for us for sure.